There are protests erupting in Cairo.
March 2nd, 1955. A young black woman is arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a bus to a white man in Alabama. Civil rights leaders in the ACLU rush to her side, and she will be a symbol of the struggle against segregation. Her name is Claudette Colvin, and she's 15 years old. She's also unmarried and pregnant. The civil rights leaders in the ACLU decide that Colvin is not the best foot forward and stand down. 8 months later, Rosa Parks happens. But during that 8 months, a brilliant and charismatic young minister gets the attention of the community and is chosen to lead the bus boycotts. If Claudette Colvin doesn't get pregnant, if they'd gone in the spring instead of 8 months later, Martin Luther King is a preacher you've never heard of in Montgomery.
I've got a few hundred people outside the embassy, and so far it's peaceful.
That's what I've got.
Which embassy?
Ours.
What are they protesting?
Is anybody getting through to Cairo?
I've got the front desk at the Shepherd Hotel. It's a couple blocks away. He's saying that people have been streaming toward the embassy for about an hour.
Is he saying how many?
He thinks a couple of thousand.
A poli-sci professor at AU in Cairo says that a Salafist leader named Wissam Abdel-Waref.
He's like the Glenn Beck of Egypt, and he's the president of a television station.
He put out a call to protest a movie called Muhammad's Trial. Why are they at the American Embassy?
Apparently it's an American movie, but we can't find it.
Wait a second. What's the name of the pastor with the mustache who's crazy?
Terry Jones.
Yes, he announced yesterday that he was screening a movie. I can't remember the name.
Innocence of Muslims.
Is it possible it's the same movie?
Who is Giuseppe Zangara? I don't really know. He was a guy with a gun who fired 5 shots on February 15th, 1933, killing the mayor of Chicago. Why? Because Zangara was standing on a wobbly chair, and the mayor of Chicago wasn't his target. It was the guy the mayor was shaking hands with, the newly elected President Franklin Roosevelt. If Zangara's chair isn't wobbly, Roosevelt never takes office, and we swear in his running mate, John Nance Garner, a man whose political ideology was the basis for his opposition to a package of legislation that would be called the New Deal. And we don't survive the Great Depression.
It's the same movie, Innocence of Muslims. He changed the title to get Muslims in to see it. There's a mashup of it on YouTube.
Does it seem offensive?
To filmmakers, at the very least.
Okay, AP's just reported Egyptian Islamist protesters angry over film scale U.S. embassy wall in Cairo and tear down flag.
The American
I
flag.
understand that now.
Jim, this thing's starting to move.
They breached the wall.
They got a link to their website with the
I'm
message
on the
they're condemning
website.
the movie and
The
calling it
Embassy
an
of the
effort by
United States in
misguided
Cairo condemns
individuals.
the continuing efforts by misguided individuals to hurt the religious feelings of
They're
Muslims.
apologizing for the movie?
2,000 people just hopped the wall, man. I'd apologize for whatever they want.
I wouldn't.
Congratulations.
Margaret Jordan at acn.com.
We'll have video of the flag in about 5 minutes. They took down our flag and replaced it with a black flag and an Arabic writing.
There is
that
no
says,
God but God, and Muhammad is a prophet of God.
I hope our apology was sincere enough.
You want a job as the guy who answers the front door at the embassy right now? We're gonna need more bodies on phones. Who are we talking to? Does London know anything?
London? When was the last time you slept?
I've been busy standing by. Genoa, what about you?
I have no problem standing by it.
You were well trained.
Guys, another demonstration's broken out.
In Cairo?
In Libya, outside our consulate in Benghazi.
Your kitchen faucet has washers. They keep water from leaking through the joints in the fixtures, and that's what O-rings do. They're giant washers that keep pressurized hydrogen from leaking out of the SRB, the solid rocket booster that shoots the space shuttle out of the Earth's atmosphere. These O-rings have been tested and tested under every possible circumstance but one: cold. They didn't test to see if the O-rings worked when it was cold. Why would they even think to test for that? The thing's launching from South Florida. When's it going to be cold? On January 28, 1986. A cold snap dragged the overnight temperature down to 18 degrees, and it turns out the O-rings stopped working below 40. So, 73 seconds after the Challenger lifts off, it converts itself into a bomb and detonates.